All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to People in the Boxes. This is episode 157, and it's 8 o'clock Central Time on Thursday night. It is August 14th, 2025. I think that's everything. And I'm your host, Waylon, the Indoor Farmer. This is your co host, Sprout. Of course, we have Miss Kim with us. We are going to play a little intro video to get those notifications out there to people. If you could help us out, hit the like button, share it out, tag some friends. We're going to try something fun tonight on top of the fun topic, and we want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what you've experienced on the topic, and we're going to gain a little bit of perspective to each other. So let's go. We'll be right back in about 4 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's talk about it.
Voices echo through the walls so thin, trapped in squares where the stories begin. Whispers rise from the shadows deep, secrets these boxes swear to keep. People in the boxes, souls on display, talking through the silence, night into day. Bound by lines, yet the truth breaks free. People in the boxes calling to me. Cube holds a tale untold, hearts of fire, dreams so bold. Walls can't hold what the spirit sings, laughter and tears on fragile wings. People in the boxes, souls on display, talking through the silence, night into day. Bound by lines, yet the truth breaks free. People in the boxes calling to me. Cages or a stage to stand, a prison built by a human hand. Voices clash, then they blend as one. In the boxes, the journey's begun. People in the boxes, souls on display, talking through the silence, night into day. Bound my lines, yet the truth breaks free. People in the boxes calling to me. I hear their sound, lost in seeking yet profound. People in the boxes near and far, shining out like a guiding star. Voices echo through the walls so thin, trapped in squares where the stories begin. Whispers rise from the shadows deep, secrets these boxes swear to keep. People in the boxes, souls on display, talking through the silence, night into day. Bound by lines, yet the truth breaks free. People in the boxes calling to me. Every cube holds a tale untold, hearts of fire, dreams so bold. Walls can't hold what the spirit sings, laughter and tears on fragile wings. People in the boxes, souls on display, talking through the silence, night into day. Bound by lines, yet the truth breaks free. People in the boxes calling to me. Or a stage to stand, a prison built by a human hand. Voices clash, then they blend as one. In the boxes, the journey's begun. People in the boxes, souls on display, talking through the silence, night into day. Bound by lines, yet the truth breaks free. People in the boxes calling to me. Holds a tale untold, hearts of fire, dreams so bold. Walls can't hold what the spirit sings, laughter and tears on fragile wings. Every cage is or a stage to stand, a prison built by a human hand.
All right. I think I need to refresh the screen already. That's great.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a lovely evening. I'm a little tired tonight. I think I have strep throat.
It started. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
It started playing the intro again for me on my side.
that's weird.
Was it echoing or anything? The audio from
Not
the
not
video from the song. Okay.
not for me. It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. They've been doing a lot of stuff on Rumble. It's been a frustrating week. Yesterday, if you want to see me all in a shitty mood and all pissed off, yesterday's show was fun because right at the start of the show, I had to kill the whole event that I had made 10 hours before that and make a new broadcast, and it's just there's a lot more to it, but more or less, Rumble's been having some major problems. In like the last 2 weeks, I've had a lot of problems. I've been bitching about it a lot. But yesterday, I was just like, well, I guess this is just shit on my face day, and I was just I was just going off about it. It's so funny. So far, it looks like we're okay today. The algorithm even looks better than it has been the last few days because of the switch. Anyway, I don't want to get off in the weeds because of it, but I'm glad to see you guys are here. What's up? I see Chris in the house, and Leslie was commenting. I'm getting a few more shares out here. Of course, we have Kim in the house. This is People in the Boxes 157. We're over 3 years now. Over 3 years, not uh, not what last week. For some reason, I thought 2 years was 156 episodes. No, can't shorten ourselves a whole year, Kim. Kim, you've been on maybe I don't know about I don't know if it'd been quite 2 years, probably a year and some change. I don't know exactly when. Do you know when your anniversary date is?
I have no idea.
Me neither. Checks in the mail. Kidding. But anyway, yeah, it's been great. 3 years. I honestly think we may have had a conversation about this topic before or something similar, but we've I know we've hit on a lot of similar topics. So throughout the years, I don't mind coming at it from different angles. There are different nuances to things we haven't hit on before. I think we talked about cartoons before, or at least I had an idea for that. Maybe we never did. But today the topic is animation, which is a little different than cartoons. I mean, everybody knows cartoons or knows what a cartoon is, but animation is like a whole nother ballgame because all of the gifs and all of the not the gifs if it's just a recorded piece of a show, but what I'm saying is all of these graphics and things we see on computers that move, all of that is animation. And then there's also the idea of animating objects, so animation of like say a puppet or something. So there's a little more nuance to it than just say cartoons and like Japanese anime or like hentai. You know what a hentai is, Kim?
I
That's okay. We'll get into it.
do, but I don't. Like,
See if
I've
anybody.
heard it. Dude, like, I am so tired and so
Well, you don't have to know. I mean, it's a fun.
frustrated. My
Is it?
brain has shut down. I
Um,
almost, I almost quit my job yesterday, dude.
oh wow. Okay, I guess we should talk about that for a second. Let me put the link out here, guys. We want to see if anybody else wants to come up. I think Bean's going to come over at some point. We have a little bit of an idea. We're gonna try out if as long as he come up with something. We're going to try this sort of a game show that I came up with, a little bit of a twist off of the show we watch sometimes in the private sesh called Story Wars. It's a it's a podcast that's on YouTube, but it's also kind of a game show of sorts, and it's kind of fun. So if Bean came up, Bean, did you? Well, I don't know if Bean's really here, but he may have come up with a story, and if him and I both have a story, what we're going to do is at random read the story. Maybe I'll ask you to read it, Kim, in a nice lady voice. And what the audience will have to do is decide when once you read a story, they have to decide whose story it is. And then I don't know if there'll be really a prize yet. It might just be for fun, but I might also just give out a game night ticket or something. But anyway, back to you. I wanted to tease people. I want to get people excited because don't go anywhere. We need to have some more people up on screen as well to share some experience. But Kim, you almost quit your job. I mean, you just started there this year, so you just bumping heads with the officials, the administration, or what? Or
No,
is it the
not
kids?
really. No, well, it's a lot of things. So I'm teaching ELA now, and I've never really taught. I've taught ELA, but I've never taught it at the middle school level. I've always ever taught it at the high school level, and teaching special ed is it's different, because the kind of classes I teach, the kids have significant disabilities. So you don't teach the full curriculum, you teach a modified curriculum, and you mostly focus on their goals. And so this year, um, our head principal, Miss Minna, once wanted to focus on reading and math scores. So she's implementing a lot of stuff, which I'm totally in agreement with that. Like, it bothers me that our special ed kids just never really progress beyond a third to fifth grade reading level ever. And some of them are kinder and first when they graduate high school. And it just has always bothered me. So I'm down with it. But with that comes a lot of work and a lot of increased standards and a lot of pressure. And being that I'm not an English language arts teacher, I don't really know how to teach all of that. Like, I know the content, but I don't know how to deliver it because I've never delivered content in this manner before.
Different, yeah, different level or different.
Yeah, I feel like
It's like a fire hose, and you have to adjust the pressure, like the amount coming out to
I
the
feel I feel like a new teacher. I've been teaching for 26 years, but I feel like a new teacher. I feel very incompetent, and I don't like
mm,
that. I feel very uncomfortable.
it's an uneasy
There's-
feeling.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of pressure with it. And so, as a special ed teacher, I don't just teach, I also case manage. And almost every SPED teacher in the United States does that, probably in Australia and England as well. It's common practice. But so that means that I manage a caseload, like I manage the paperwork, I manage all kinds of stuff related to my caseload of kids. And we are down a teacher that we're not going to get back. And
Shorthanded.
and we have one that they just hired that's in the process of being hired. We had two. One came on board last Friday, and the other one, I don't know when they're going to come on board, sometime in September, I guess. But so I got 10 extra kids added to my caseload, and they're all sixth graders, and it's just a lot. Without like I it's a lot of it's hard to explain. I'd have to go into great detail for
That's okay.
man,
Yeah, but
but there's
I
just
wanted to hear
a
some of the
lot of
tips
work
there.
and a lot of pressure. And then there was three boys that were added to my caseload, and I have that class twice. I have them in a non-academic class twice a day, and they weren't supposed to be placed together because they're all severely ADHD. They're medicated. They're on behavior intervention plans, which they're heavy duty kids. And I have all three of them in non-academic classes, and they're fucking crazy as hell. And two of them came to class yesterday unmedicated,
Mm,
and it was horrendous. It was horrible. I don't even want to go there. It traumatized me. Like,
okay, well,
I nearly walked out of my room and quit my job. And I make $85,000 a year. It's not like I can easily go out and get another job. You quit your job as a teacher, like you'll never get hired anywhere again.
you think?
I know how it works.
I don't
because
know. I mean, there's a lot of private.
I know because when you go to get hired for a job, not only do you have to have the credentials and all of that, you have to have recommendations from your former employer.
I guess, but if it's a well, let's never we're getting into the weeds here, but there are people. Let's say there are organizations that would hire a teacher because they are sort of against the current education system that's kind of in place that you would be sort of opposed to at that point. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that's maybe my opinion, but anyway,
the
let's get
pay
to
at
that.
those places isn't there. I'm telling
Well,
you.
I don't know. I mean, pods, and there's like I know there's other like places that are more private that might be like understand your story. But yeah, maybe you're right. The pay's not there, but that's kind of a problem too, isn't it? That we like to live at our means, um, and that can be a problem if you have to downsize in a job, especially when you
Well,
see
it's
these
not
people.
even a matter of downsizing. It's just I just bought a house. Like I have a huge house payment.
I
You
know.
know,
I'm saying you'd have to downsize your job. Is what I mean. If you're saying you'd have to take a pay cut, is a better way to say it. Excuse me. I can't clear my throat as well. I can't breathe that well because I may or may not have dislocated a the lowest rib. I didn't know you could dislocate ribs, but you can, and there's a chance it's broken, but I think it's dislocated. Anyway, moving on to the topic, we got Frog Hopper in the house. What's up, Frog? Froggy McFroggerton. What's up?
Howdy, Waylon. Howdy, Sissy.
so
Um, we, I wanted to do a bit of a lighter topic, you might say, and so I came up with animation, and I think anybody that says, well, I don't like cartoons, well, that's fine. I mean, but there's a lot more to animation than just cartoons. So many like billboards and like stuff that catches our eye. They know this now with manipulation. Bless you.
Oh, bless you.
They know how to catch our attention with look at casino games with just lights up and screens all over them now, and screens and things on like our emojis. That's animation. Those are little animated things.
Yeah, even putting in the smell of money into the casino.
Well, that's a casino thing. I'm talking. We're trying to.
animation is
Yeah, I hear. But that
animation
is, I'm
is
sorry.
bringing like inanimate or is it inanimate things? It's bringing
Still things
things that
to
aren't
life.
alive
Yeah.
to life. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't think of the
still
word.
pictures or still. Let's look at the definition so that we are all on the same page. But
Well, it
yes,
can
I
be
think we're both
anything.
pretty close. Something like that, making a still object move on its own, or no? Well, let's see. Let's see.
I think I'm getting strep throat.
A lot of people have been getting sick lately.
Well, it's going around at my school. They
Take
have
you a dose of ivermectin for horses, girl.
no, like I'd probably puke that shit right back up. There are certain things, certain textures that do not go down my throat. Like it hits my
Eh,
tongue, and it'll come right back out. I
okay, that
that
sounds like
I
another.
think that ivermectin paste would probably do
Put
that.
it in a capsule. It's just
Tastes
paste.
like bananas. You can buy it in capsules.
Mhm.
Yeah, capsules, just like reclaim. Okay, let me read this here. The definition of animation: the act, process, or result of imparting life, interest, spirit, motion, or activity. Number two, the quality of or condition of being alive, active, spirited, or vigorous. Number three, the art of or process of making movies with drawings, computer graphics, or photographs of static objects, including all techniques other than the continuous filming of live action images. So I guess I was thinking of the third one for this topic, but That is interesting too. Like I touched on this earlier with the um, uh, puppeteering and stuff like that. That's basically animating, objects that so in within one or two, I guess. That's interesting. Yeah, because like say you could make something move, but it's not really what you would think. So like one of those wacky waving inflatable arm men,
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's animated. That's an
yeah.
animated decoration where you have some of these uh, like Christmas or different holiday decorations that will like move things or like Halloween. That's animated. Yeah, animatronics, right? Animatronics. So like we used to have we used to have movies that had a lot more puppetry and animatronics going on with the special effects, and now they've went to more CGI. It's still animation, but probably a lot cheaper. Although they say CGI is pretty expensive. Like some, you can tell certain movies where they really didn't put much into the CGI. You can tell they didn't because it's visible and you can see how bad it is. But then other movies that took a lot longer and a lot more money are it's almost perfect. Like for example, Avatar, the big blue people with tails. You ever see that one, Kim?
No,
Never
I
saw
mean,
that one?
I know what it is, but I never saw it.
It was I think one reason that most people really enjoyed it is because of how good it looked, how good how real everything seemed.
Yeah.
As far in a good contrast to that, and we've talked about CGI I think before, but a good contrast to that would be the Superman movie with Henry Cavill, where they, or no, was it the Justice League? Yeah, where he had a mustache that he was contracted to keep because of another movie role, and so they CGI removed the mustache off of Superman, and it was so visible, like this. He had like this Shrek mouth for a minute, like it was so bad, but they just put left it in because it was going to cost too much money to revamp it all. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny. It's just like you could see the major difference. What's up, Diane? What's up, Kayla and Chris? Chuck E. Cheese. That's a good example, Diane. Chuck E. Cheese. What
Well,
kind of?
I've read a lot. I'm read a lot, so I know in writing that, or even like I don't know, people refer to it this way even in speaking, but they'll say that her speech, she's animated. Well, they'll refer to somebody as animated, and so that's kind of like how people get really excited, kind of a thing, when they're talking and they're
Right.
just a lot of energy and stuff like that. So animation can be even that.
That's
We don't.
what I think that falls under spirit or interest
Hmm. An animated spirit.
activity.
Well, I don't know because like I don't know about the animated spirit because it could refer to like a ghost or something like that. I don't know. I'd have
It
to look at
says it says active, even active, spirited, or vigorous, which those all
Mhm.
kind of line up with what you're saying. Just
Yeah,
being vigorous, or excited. They should just say excited, like excited, physically excited. Or maybe that now that sounds different. that different things being animated there. Uh, but yeah,
probably what caused you to get your hurt rib.
yeah, it was just way too much. I was too animated.
You were too animated.
I had too much self animation going on.
You were physically.
I was physically, I was vigorous. I was too vigorously animated. What does that say? I get what's your shirt say, Leslie? I get exposure exercise or enough exercise just pushing my luck uphill both ways, right? No shoes in the snow,
Knee deep in
knee
bullshit.
deep. Oh yeah, yeah. So Leslie, tell me like what kind of cartoons did you watch as a kid? Did you grow up with any? Comment
Pink
below, guys. Tell me.
Panther.
Hey, what's up, Daniel?
What was his name? The Rooster Greghorn, or what? What?
Foghorn Leghorn,
Oh,
man.
yeah, that was.
Oh yeah. I said, boy.
And there was one cartoon I watched. It was just mainly a stick figure, and it was funny as hell. I can't remember it, but
Stick
it was
figure.
a even cartoons in the era before my time. So I was watching old cartoons at the.
Right.
It
That's the
was
thing, man, that we don't know. Kids don't know today is watching old stuff, like watching stuff that was from before you were born.
the
I
Roadrunner.
remember, yeah, Roadrunner, all those classics. Now there are some channels where you can watch some of that stuff now.
How old
Like
are you?
me,
Yeah, but you would see that wolf get smashed and banged up, maybe blown up, shot. They don't allow that anymore, do
violent.
they?
Oh, bro, the cartoons used to be
Racist
very
and
dark.
violent.
They were very dark, and just in general, whether whichever like violence, sexism. There'd be like a damsel being
Like our games, the
thrown
game.
around everywhere, just being taken everywhere like a bad guy, and just yeah, this old cartoons were very dark. The original Disney cartoons were actually really dark as well. Um, like remember like the old Snow White and shit like that shit was scary. Like that wasn't PG or whatever back then.
You
I
know, it's funny. I was talking with one of the teachers that I work with today. I've known this guy for 26 years, and I don't know how we got
Going up,
on it.
man.
We were talking about cartoons. We're about the same age, and he was talking about how Tom and Jerry, and I said, yeah, dude, I didn't realize how racist and that stuff was until I moved back in the district in 2013, and we had the last week of school. It was at a previous middle school that I taught at, and everybody was done testing, like we weren't doing anything. And so I had a Promethean board and I put up some cartoons, and the only thing that I could get were like old Tom and Jerry. So I put Tom and Jerry on, and oh my God, like I was like, I had to turn it off because they had, it was racist. Like they had a
Well,
mammy and, a
they,
mate as a, it was crazy.
they had what? They had what? There were black people in the cartoon.
Yeah, they had a black character. She was a mammy or something, I don't, or a housekeeper.
Oh, I for sure was like, how was it racist? Which one? What are you talking about? So
Yeah.
Diane watched Tom and Jerry. Diane, do you remember that uh, I guess maybe it was the older Tom and Jerry's because they made a lot. They made a lot of new ones. Um, Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig. Are those all ones you liked? Poindexter.
You know what
Daniel
I used to
says,
watch that wasn't a cartoon was HR Puffin stuff.
"Come on up, Daniel. Daniel Wright in the house.
That was
HR
on when I
Puffin
was a
stuff.
kid, and I loved it because there was a dragon, there was a witch, there
What's
was an
eight?
animated flute.
All right, I gotta pull some of this stuff up
There was
because
another cartoon called Sigmund the Sea Monster. It wasn't a cartoon though. I don't know what that thing was. It was, and
what you
then there
call
was
the other one?
Gumby.
Gumby was huge.
HR Puffin stuff. Gumby was claymation. So was Goliath. I think it was the name of it was Goliath.
You remember that from Tom and Jerry, Daniel? To be honest, I used to watch a lot of cartoons when I was a kid. Me too, but I didn't love the Looney Tunes. I always liked the bigger action stuff like Thundercats and Silverhawks and GI Joe and that kind of stuff. HR Puff and stuff. Okay, let's look at some pictures of it. That okay. Ah, okay. That reminds me of. Now they definitely look like they should be getting stoned for sure. That's crazy. So this reminds me of the other show, Skin and Marinky Dinky Dink show with the elephant. What's it called?
Oh, Barney.
No.
Oh, I don't know. Barney's probably something that you watched when you were a little kid.
No, it was more my daughter when my daughter was young.
Oh, because Taylor watched it when he was little, and Taylor's about your age.
This
Maybe.
year they had stuffed animal or they were we call them they were suits. They weren't puppets. People in suits.
Mm.
Skinamarink.
And
Skinamarink a dinky dink.
you know,
Skinamarink a dink.
Sesame Street, like all of those puppets and stuff.
Elisa, there's Bean. Elisa or Daniel, come on up. Both of you.
Eureka's Castle.
Eureka's Castle. Yeah. I remember that one.
That was where that song came from, wasn't it?
1992. What song? Skinamarink Dinky Dink?
Yeah.
No, that was called Skinamarink.
Uh,
Eureka's Castle was a different one. This is Eureka's Castle. You ever seen this, Kim?
Mm-mm. When was that out?
it was like the same time as Sesame Street.
It says
Like
right
when
here,
that first started.
1989 to 1991. I think it was after Sesame Street started. Sesame Street was much
Oh,
earlier.
Sesame Street was around when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sesame Street. Yes, he was black and white back in the day. Because it was you could go and watch. Wasn't this like you could watch it as an audience member?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
They'd pull a lot of kids in onto the screen, but I don't know where they came from. That Big Bird just they throw a Big Bird in there with color. All right, let's get out of pictures and look over here.
My favorite character from Sesame Street was Snuffleupagus.
Oh, you got it, Daniel. I remember that one. Snuffleupagus was good. What's up, Bean?
He seemed like a dope head.
So, yeah, definitely. With the way his eyes were looking, for sure. 1969, November 10th. Show was created by Joan Gans Cooney, the Lloyd Marisette. It's a goal of providing educational content for preschoolers. You know, that's a problem, though. I don't know. I don't want to get off the topic, but they're saying they say that no, it's kind of on topic because think about all the educational cartoons there are now, and these shows with the puppets and stuff. They're all the ones we just named, Barney and everything. They're saying that there's a problem with that educationally because kids, you could see videos of kids back in the, I don't know, 50s or whatever, when the kids were like talking like adults. They sounded like adults, you know. I'm probably butchering the story, but there were videos like they're talking, you know, straight up like adult language, not like cussing, but like big words and everything. And maybe Kim, I want to see what your opinion is on this, but the issue is we're sort of dumbing down our kids by offering them these kind of, you know, Teletubby and all these like weird kind of, might be educational, but also only what is it teaching them to do is teaching them to act like kids. It's not teaching them to act like grown-ups, like they're going to be grown-ups regardless. And we're kind of teaching these kids to stay like an adolescent kind of mindset as long as like longer than they should. Does that make sense?
Well, I think yeah, it does. I think there's a movement among parents in general in the United States of letting kids be kids while they're kids, you know, instead of putting a lot of pressure on them to be adults.
Well, I mean, I get that you don't want to pressure them, but before we had all these, uh, some of them are really dumb. Some of them have been looked at and like they're just really not very educational, but they just pump this stuff out in order to make the money.
Oh, I know.
And we're finding out that some of this is actually harming them more than anything. But I agree that we wouldn't want to push them the other direction and be like, well, no, you have to be an adult. But using like it's kind of the same. It's a bigger version of why you're not supposed to goo goo gaga your baby. You're not supposed to literally be like goo goo gaga to your baby. You're supposed to talk to them like normal because they're but you don't like oh baby you don't talk like that to your baby. You don't Adam
Well,
Sandler your
yeah,
kid.
because you have to model language because they're
Exactly. So there's a fine line. You don't go grow up, get a job at when they're 2 years old or whatever. But you maybe just talk to them like normal and stuff. So there's something to that. I gotta say though, the cartoons that I grew up with were more adult. Think about it, GI Joe, Thundercats. Like there's maybe a suspense of animation or suspense of reality and whatever they have powers or something, but there's like sort of serious things happening, and then they have like a lesson at the end of them. Remember the GI Joe lesson at the end of each one was
yeah.
like remember kids, and like whatever, be like this is your brain on drugs if you're frying some eggs or some shit. I don't know, but Frog Hopper, you again, you're in
I
a
don't know.
private chat.
But I used to I used to watch cartoons every Saturday. Like it was something that I had done since I was a little
That
kid.
was the big thing, right? Yeah, now
Yeah,
it's all
and
the
then
time.
I noticed about I don't know, about 10 years ago that they quit doing cartoons and they went to these shows that were inane. And so like what I do is I'll turn the TV on and I don't sit and watch it, but I'll listen to it and kind of pay attention to it or whatever. And they had these fucking inane shows on where they had these puppet looking things and all they would do is squeak. They didn't talk. They just like made honking and squeaking noises. And I remember like that being on for, going through that for a couple of months. And then I was like, what the fuck? And I even posted something on Facebook about the quality of cartoons that they were just stupid as hell.
They're getting
Now
worse
you don't even see cartoons on Saturday morning anymore. It's all educational
because
content.
they're on all the time. They're always being pumped out all the time. And there's what's funny is the race that all of these what do you call them, the rental platforms or whatever, the Netflix and the Amazon and what do we got, Disney Plus, you got Hulu, a whole bunch of them now that you can, and there's a bunch of them that are free but you could pay for like some better service, and that has made them race to the bottom of the brainstem because each one of these networks, each one of these like places, they feel like they need to collect more content right away. And I remember when that first happened, when it was sort of first booming, where they all wanted to like just they didn't care what the content was, they just needed more of it. And you could go on to, like Amazon Prime, and I would have dared you to find anything worth watching, anything even close to watchable. Like just it was just garbage, And they're like, oh, we don't care, we just need the volume, because that way they can say things like we have this many hours of content. It's supposed to
Yeah.
excite you because you're like, oh, some of that'll be good. And you go scrolling through and it's like, this is garbage.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really watch cartoons through that kind of stuff, but like I would watch them through on Saturday morning, like NBC, usually NBC.
Well, I'm talking about like when I tried to find stuff for my kid and I to watch,
Yeah.
something that's even partly watchable for me. But to your point, Saturday morning, it was the day. That was the day when all the new cartoons would come out. And then when I was a kid, you started having some cartoons that would be coming out right as school came out, or right when like a half hour after school was out. You would have them being aired about that time. So like when you get home, you got that whatever that afternoon cartoon that you like. And then maybe the same time or maybe earlier, they had the morning cartoons. You have cartoons first thing in the morning that you could catch before school. Then what was it being Saved by the Bell for like 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, there was morning, then there was after school. You're like, okay, you could hit those two
Hey
spots.
Arnold, Doug.
Yep. Do 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 do. So, did you
Bobby's
have?
World. You ever see that
It's
in the morning?
generic. It's generic. Yeah, definitely. There were certain ones I'd love to catch in the morning. Hurry up and get ready, early, and then just be chilling and watching something. Um, I loved that. You had to catch it at the right time. Um, and then now it's just like
Yeah, no, they just binge it,
it's
and
it's a fire hose now. It's crazy. Oh
but
my chat's
you were talking about like the educational aspect of it, and like that. I don't think most of these things that claim to be educational are actually in it for the education. They're just flashing bright colors and quick scenes, and they're really what they're doing is they're amping up the kids, not really putting them in a state of mind to learn.
they're
They're
trying to
putting
get
them
them
in a state of
addicted.
mind to, yeah, it creates a chaotic mindset instead of
If you can,
Well, that I understand where you're coming from, but also too, like from an educator, a special educator, like a lot of those, it's sensory kinds of stuff, and so a lot of those things were, just a lot of different sounds and the things that I'm thinking of anyway. There are a lot of different sounds and bright colors and things like that. But
the stuff I noticed my son is into. Well, not anymore. When he was like younger, it was like area of like Blippi, or like it
yeah,
was like kind of like a Blues Clues type character. It was just some weirdo on screen with a high pitched voice talking about nothing.
yeah,
Like, and they're just into
yeah.
that. Like
There's
they just
different
grab their
models.
attention.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
I was just gonna say
I
the
was
different like models with one model where there's a real person involved. What's his name? Shit, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood kind of model, and then you had a model where like all the characters are something crazy. And I think it's literally just a formula, just like Disney movies are a formula. They literally know exactly what to plug in to make it successful, which to them successful means dollars, which means that they just make it a compelling. It doesn't have to be a compelling story. It just has to be make the kids drawn to it, which is we already know, like you said, lights, colors, fun songs or whatever, silly songs, um, and just like they know how to put that all that together, and now they know how to do it without an ounce of actual education involved. Like they can just. I mean, I guess not every cartoon needs to be educational, but the ones that propose to be educational are the ones we're talking about, more or less.
mm-hmm.
It's the ones that say, you know, put your kid in front of us for 12 hours. There's this one cartoon that my son loves, and I think partly it may have to do with him being autistic. This cartoon character, and also similarly, he likes Bean for this because they're nonverbal, and or Mr. Bean, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
they're nonverbal, and there's something about it like he just loves watching it because they're doing silly things and they might make grunt noises or something, but that's it. There's no speech involved, and there's something to that he liked.
The different kind of communication. Like you
Yeah,
can
it was
see all the
something.
emotion.
Yeah,
well, that,
everything else was cut away. Like he had to, like that was the focus. Go ahead.
it's all sensory kinds of
Right.
That's
stuff,
cool.
which is right where that sweet spot is for kids with autism.
It's interesting. That's pretty cool. I never even would have considered that.
I wonder if Lisa, if you're here, I wonder what Dill thinks of nonverbal cartoons or anything like that. But yeah, we everybody was all excited in your chat earlier talking about it, and I'm like, where'd all those people go? Get them in here. But Daniel Wright's been excited in here and talking about the ones he liked. Now, I mean, we could talk cartoons all day, but there was this time where they changed to try to make these CGI cartoons, and they were really bad at first. Um, but now they have a lot. There's a whole category of just whole cartoons made with CGI. Now you have AI. I don't know if you guys have seen. There's a book that keeps getting advertised on Facebook, and the book has like they had an AI turn it into a video or a movie, and it's so bad. but it's basically we might look at it and say, oh, this is garbage, but it's actually these companies using it to practice and to make their models better and to get better. And pretty soon you'll be able to just ask for anything. I want a movie with Bean Dongo as a uh, illegal street racer where he races 1 mile at a time and he talks about family a lot. and
Yeah.
like boom, AI will just be able to put it all together for me. Like,
Interestingly enough, my son's he he's been struggling with his reading, so like all summer that's what we've been working on, like making sure that he doesn't fall behind like normal summer
sure,
shit. And like I've been trying to find like different ways to make it like um,
more entertaining.
yeah.
See?
And I found this website that allows you to AI will write you a story. You can make it like teach them a lesson or make it about fun or make it whatever, and then they're the main character of the story.
Ah,
So like, it gives them like, oh, that's my favorite book. I'm in it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's if that's not main character syndrome, I don't know what it is. Like eventually he's gonna be like, I'm the main character. No, I'm kidding. Everyone thinks that anyway. Everyone thinks that already, but that's cool though. My son has a couple books like that when they were trying to teach him. They came up with a couple things for different things like nice words and potty training and things like that where he's involved in the book. Um, and some of those were my ideas. I talked to we have a pretty close relationship between us and the teachers at that school. Fortunately, they're pretty good about getting together or at least having opportunities because it's sad that a lot of the parents in my son's class don't go to the parent teacher nights and don't get meet up with them and do the different we have an app that we can talk to the teacher on and stuff like that. And so because we do, like they appreciate that we're usually pretty active in his life. Um, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, basically he's doing good as far as that goes. But um, he also really likes the cartoon characters and stuff. So they still work with him on that at school. I don't remember the original point to that, but yeah, it's like you were saying that he's working with uh, stories, trying to make it more interesting to him. And oh yeah, that's right, he has a whole book. I forget who's got that. I think his grandma has it. It's a whole book with him in it that we got for one Christmas. That's pretty cool, putting him in there. Did you guys anybody ever make a flip book? You ever make a flip book?
Yeah.
yeah, I was never really good enough at drawing to make
Well,
it look.
I never made one because I don't draw worth a shit, but
Like a
I've
stick
seen.
figure, you know, a stick figure
Yeah.
flip book. All right, let's go. Let's put this up here. Maybe it'll bring guys tagging shares. Anybody in the chat? Or head over to Rumble if you want to get in on the door prize. Hit the like button. All those silly things. Do it. Let's see if anybody got a new number. Get some numbers on here. But yeah, like what were you all talking about earlier when we ruined the topic? Talking about it too early. Where'd Mass go? Let's see. Tag Mass.
Yeah, I'm staring some out now.
I shared to a bunch of groups, but evidently that's kind of pointless these days.
Right when you said animation, like I have this one track mind, and once if I like if you put the pressure on to think of something, like my mind just goes one direction. I can't think my way out of that box, and right away, all I could think of was Japanese animation, and
I,
I can't stand that crap.
and you don't like it, yeah. And I mean, and you got to be. I think I know what it is, but part of it is because they have a very different sort of personality in their cartoons, and that's kind of because it's based off of the Japanese culture, right? And part of that is um, like the way that they are in general, even not just animation, but like their movies and their cartoon, their commercials and stuff like that. That some of that is how Japan just is, the faces they make and some of the mannerisms they have. That's just kind of
Yeah.
how Japan is. And so if you can get past some of that with the anime, they're actually really cool stories. Some of them, I mean, there's a ton of them. So some of them are just dumb. There's a whole bunch of them that are just like about kids in school, the average like school days. And it's weird. Like they have this really weird fetish with school time in Japan, I think. But um, yeah, it's a different kind of culture. And so like sometimes you'll see the characters like doing weird things like blood spurting out of their nose. And when blood spurts out of a character's nose, it's usually because he has an erection, and so they have like little, how do I put it, like euphemisms, I guess. And so the Japanese anime almost always has large-breasted women, and they like at one point or another, like the main character. A lot of times there's this whole like genre where the main character like is like oblivious to women around him. Like he's not like he doesn't like think of them at all in sexual ways. But like the man has like 6 or 8 women that all like want to get marry him. It's like the whole what do you call it, like a harem kind of fantasy. And but the guy's just oblivious, or there'll be other ones where the guy like they always have these like uh, just random by accident situations where the man ends up like his face in her boobs or something like that. And then to depict his like excitement rather than showing him having a boner, they make blood squirt out of his nose, which I know seems weird, but there's like that's just one example. There's a whole bunch of them
Yeah.
where like different weird faces they'll make that actually mean something else, and it's just funny. What's up, Shane? What kind of anime do you like? You like any cartoons? What's up?
Maybe that's why I didn't like it. I didn't get the code.
There is kind of a code, yeah. Like it's adult in a lot of ways. You'll see a lot of
Yeah.
cussing. You'll see a lot of like I can't watch a lot of it with my son because there's some just gruesome death. Like there's stuff happening on anime that you're not going to see happening in most movies, where just I mean I guess highly CGI'd movies maybe, but like just some of the death and the destruction happening in anime, especially like when they start scaling it. Oh, and that's one thing. I'll just compare the two. Regular like American cartoons typically have like a sort of a weekly vibe where every cartoon kind of plays on its own, and there might be a little overarching kind of storyline of the season, but really not a big deal. In anime, in Japanese anime, every episode typically like leaves off exactly where the last one, like they all are connected as like one
Yeah.
big. So there's a big difference there. Hey, what's up, Deborah? Thank you. WTIF though. What hashtag WTF is a little different. Hey, what's up, Andrew?
What the fuck?
AC Buds, come on up. Anybody else? We got one more spot open. Oh, well, there's Elisa. Never mind, we got no spots open. Elisa May. I'm gonna continue with my number check here real quick. If you guys could hit that like button and share it out. I see a few people popping in here. Let's get some people in the house and we'll play this game. Did you happen to think of a story, Bean? It didn't have to be too crazy.
I sent you something.
Okay, I'm gonna make a banner.
I've never actually watched the show, so like I watched. I quick went and watched like
Okay.
a couple of minutes of it to get an idea of what
Okay.
they talked about, and I'm like, all right, I got.
This should be
I,
good.
I mean, it's not great, but it's something.
Hi, Lisa.
I thought like when you say like Story Wars, I thought it was like longer, drawn out stories, and like I
Nope.
don't know, it's like a quick couple of sentences like about something.
Just a
I was
couple
like,
sentences.
I could
Yep.
do that.
pretty easy, and it really didn't like just the first one. It's just going to be me and you, I think, that did this one. So should be a little fun little trial run. I'd like to do this every week, and I'll explain it better in a moment. But we watch Story Wars a lot of times on the after the private sesh over on Locals, and it's a fun store or fun show. It's kind of a game show, but nobody really like the prizes are like these random books that they have that are just kind of silly, like funny, like an old book that like nobody would want about like cooking something specific or whatever, and like or like there's a bunch there's one book that was like a manual for like a Mac from 2012, like so if you didn't it's just silly books, and it's fun because the comedians like fight over it trying to win the book. And but we're gonna play a sort of mini version of it, and I'd like to do it every week because it really would connect to the topic well. No matter what the topic is, it would give us a chance to each write a little couple sentences what we think about, like what we've experienced on the topic. This week, animation, a little more fun. So Bean and I come up with a quick story each that you guys, as the audience members, will get a chance to guess whose story it is. I'll read them at random, and as we do this more, and hopefully get more of the uh, reoccurring hosts to do this, um, I'll try to make sure the story isn't like obviously one person or another. Like take out gender if possible, take out certain words that make it a little bit more like a neutral story, so that you don't know who's who. Anyway, so I'm going to spin this wheel real quick for the Indoor Farmer Locals members. Last spin of the week. So far we had Diane, Jess Rosebud, we had Sean Cook win all three, and we also had three door prize winners: Jess Rosebud, Leslie Cobb, and Diane. A lot of the same people just coming in cleaning house because not a ton of people are getting in on this. Look at this. I have like 70 subscribers, but there was only 13 people on this wheel. So a lot of people are missing out on chances to win. $2 a month or $20 for the whole year gets you in on this wheel, and it gets you into game night, at least the introduction prize wheel. Lots of prizes on that wheel. I think 13 prizes on that wheel every Sunday. So you could easily come in and make money off of it. Number 9.
Number 9.
Animation number 9. See, that was all animation that we just saw. The whole wheel spin, the fireworks, all of that is animation. But now we're seeing that, multiple definitions mean that almost everything is animation in life. Everything that moves, everything that's in motion almost. Brenda is our final winner. Congrats, you won.
Congratulations.
Okay, and we'll do the door prize wheel. I know we had Leslie on the Locals and Rumble. Did you go to YouTube yet, Frog Hopper?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to YouTube, Rumble, Locals, and Facebook.
Okay, we had Bean on screen, Elisa, Leslie on screen, Kim, Chris on Rumble, Diane on Locals. Let's go, Kayla on Rumble. And that's it. Really? Okay. Okay. I bet you somebody commented on the post itself. Diane. Okay. Well, I will revisit this as needed. We're not going to spin until later anyway. Okay. So if we want, we can try this out real quick, at least on one of the stories. We're only going to read two of the stories. I wrote two actually myself. We're only going to read two of them because only two of us participated at this time. But we're going to basically read as many stories as people that get in on it. So, okay. Okay, let me type this out real quick as a banner, and then I'll decide which one to read. I think maybe I'll roll a dice to myself or something. So, what do you think, Elisa? What did you grow up with? Did you ever watch the Powerpuff Girls, or maybe I liked Sailor Moon was a girl cartoon, girl anime. She kicked ass. Sailor Moon.
I don't know. I watched a lot of cartoons.
You watched a
My
lot. You didn't, none of
son likes a lot of animated shows. And in life, he likes people that are more interesting and animated in general. Like at school, he connects more with somebody with a bubbly personality that's animated versus someone that's boring. And I think it's an energy thing he connects with.
you know, I was thinking the other day about these like all these puppetry movies that used to come out but don't come out anymore. Like, um, well, there was a TV series Fraggle Rock, and then you had like The Labyrinth, and
Never ending story.
Neverending Story was a big one. They're actually supposed to be coming out with a sequel to that. I'm not sure if it's really coming out.
I love that movie. That was one of my favorite all time movies.
Lately, my son has watched, he's liked Hucklefish from the Y-Files. Every time he hears us watching the Y-Files and the fish comes on talking, they do the music, he'll come take the remote.
Hmm. I haven't seen the Y Files, but I've heard people talking about it.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he does live on Facebook sometimes too.
Okay. I rolled the dice. Okay, here we go. Guys, in the comment below. Hey, what's up, John? In the comments below, you have to guess whose story this is. I guess I could have kept everyone else in it to make it a little bit harder, but this is our sort of trial run. So it's really just between myself and Bean Dongo on these couple stories. So here comes story number one. Kim, do you want to read this? I'm gonna put it on screen. Can you see it?
Uh-uh.
You don't see anything?
It's
All
the
right. Well,
background. There's no background to it, so it makes it hard to read.
there is to me. You don't see a background?
I
Yeah,
see just letters. I see the words on the screen.
That's
No, like
weird. Well, I'll read it, I guess. Let's see. I was blown away when I found out that South Park was made using shapes cut out of construction paper. So comment below whose story you think that is. Okay, we got one for Deborah. I'm sorry, Deborah has one for Bean. So Deborah thinks Bean. Okay, Deborah, so far you're the only one in on this. Over here, Diane. Okay, I see you. I'll put you on this wheel here one more time. Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. I guess South Park. South Park. I haven't watched South Park in a long time. They've been out for quite a long time now. I don't know when that started, but they were.
I think they actually have gone beyond the cutting of the shapes to the. It's like now it's animated.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that they did change at some point. But that was a pretty low budget show, I think, to start with. And
Yeah,
that's pretty interesting. Okay, Froghopper says me. All right, we got one for each. One for each. Um, that is very different though when you compare it to like all the other cartoon, like adult cartoon shows that were coming out similarly. Like obviously the first one would be Simpsons, The Simpsons. The Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, or whatever. There's a bunch of like sort of. There's ones that kind of I don't know. You feel like they're more like anime, but they kind of what was the other one? American Dad, and then
yeah.
Bob's Burgers really was the one I'm thinking of. It's more like an Adult Swim cartoon, but it kind of bled over to it. But South Park was so different because of this. That's interesting. The paper shapes. That's a much different. Uh,
It was a show that was pretty much written for adults, but marketed to kids.
it definitely looked like it was marketed to kids. Kind of reminds you of how they made laws in some states where cannabis can't be named after like candies and or no, not candies, but like they had to stop them from naming it after like children's like characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Hulk and Spider Man and all this. Hmm. Well, we only two people out of the 14 watching want to guess. Is it that long of a delay? Holy cow!
Oh, and then on my other screen, I do see a border. On the in the studio, though, it doesn't look like that.
Yeah, that's a Rumble problem.
I can't see anything.
Did you? Well, you can guess too because you don't know whose story is what. I did. I read the. I'll read it again. I was blown away when I found out that South Park was made using shapes cut out of construction paper. Elisa says Bean. Okay, we've got two for Bean, one for me. Two for Bean, one for me. Kim, whose story you think that is?
So, are you gonna wait to reveal whose story it is until you tell both?
No, we'll do one at a time.
I don't
Oh,
know.
well,
It
because
sounds like
yeah, you
me,
guys know both.
honestly. Probably Bean.
Okay, got three for Bean. Okay, well, yeah, well, I'll have to figure out like a time, like a amount of time to wait for these. But typically, they like on the show, and I invite you to maybe we could watch it for a few minutes after this. But they they kind of just riff for a little while, like they have it timed out perfectly for the number of stories they have. You know what I mean? Okay, another one
I
for
should have
Bean.
I should have sent multiple stories.
Yeah, I just came up with two, so we're not going to read both of mine, but we got Diane one for
Well,
me.
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying though. If they can figure out who this one is, they're gonna figure out who the next one is.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. But I am including my second story in the roll, so maybe it'll be
Oh,
possible.
okay. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. It'll be in the running still. What's up, Wes? Wes, we have a story on the screen. You have to decide whether you think it's myself or Bean Dongo's story.
Andrew
What?
says Bean.
Yep, we got two for me. Everyone else for you so far. I think we're getting there. I think a few minutes is probably all we unless we if we as long as we have something to talk about the story, I guess we could keep going. But yeah, I think South Park's been in the news lately because it's funny because people that don't like Trump are happy about it because they're making fun of Trump a lot in South Park. But
Yeah.
people that do like Trump are also happy about it because that means that Trump is the current like culture, and
Yeah,
that's
they're
why
talking about
South
you.
or they're because they're talking. Yeah, like so it's so funny. Like you're either way, they're happy about it. Some
Yeah.
people are a little pissed off about it, but also people are saying that's really lowbrow. It was just I didn't see the episode that they were talking about, but I guess it was just nothing. It was just like nothing but just like it wasn't very thought out. It wasn't very like good. I guess I don't. Anyway, um, Okay,
I think
well
the
that
creators of South Park though are some like they were super creative dudes. Like with not just South Park, like even like the movies that they put out. Like you ever see Basketball?
I did. I
Like
like that. I like
like
that movie.
like yeah, their minds were just like different. Like they weren't like Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like they were
Yeah.
just a couple of normal guys. Like South Park was super low budget. Like it wasn't about like blowing the bank to make the movie. It was just about let's put the humor out there. Let's hit them with the punches. Like and
Yeah,
it worked.
punchlines. Like they had like one of the funniest parts was him like sipping whatever that like mixture was out of the bag and pretending like it was someone's liposuction. Like oh man, it was just like something in a bag, like something like a like pudding or something. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and reveal Matt and Trey are smart as fuck. Okay, okay. Well, what right now? As far as I could see, only a few people voted. What I think I could do, just for to make it easy for now, is just to give you extra spots on the door prize wheel. Maybe eventually, I think I'd like to have something for each one of these, but we'll see. Okay, the first story belongs to me. This is my story. I remember watching South Park and not even knowing that it was made out of construction paper until somebody told me about it, and I was like, "What? You can do that?" And it's basically the same kind of it's the same kind of thing
It,
that like claymation uses, where they put the uh, shapes in a pose, and then they put them in the next pose, and the next pose, and the next pose, and it's just on a
It's
flat
called
piece.
stop
it,
animation.
if
Okay,
you've
there you
ever
go.
watched, if you've ever actually paid attention to the like their intro song, it's showing you that they're doing that. Like the whole thing is them moving the things around.
Oh yeah, yeah. I probably saw it and didn't notice it,
Yeah,
or maybe at the time I don't think I was really like watching it. I remember so when I was in Iraq. One of the things that would happen is that you would catch up on a lot of different series that you maybe never watched before, because all the soldiers would end up like buying different box sets of things. Back then it was DVDs every freaking where, and there were also some like some people knew how to download like LimeWire shit and stuff like that. But the soldiers would we would all like um, share our all the stuff that we had, and we would just and so you'd end up with like, okay, here's 13 seasons of South Park, catch up on it or whatever, like this random series. You'd get down to like watching stuff that you would have never picked to watch before, but hey, first world problems, I guess. Into music is done by Primus. The intro music was done by Primus. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, we got someone named Bobbert in here. Hello.
and you're
I got
grabbing
Will
ass
and
and
Time.
whatnot.
Yeah, so Froghopper and Diane both answered that one correctly. So I think I'll give you both an extra spot on the wheel for now. If this takes off in any kind of way, then we might make it even better because I'd like it to also get you guys engaged more, like deciding on whose story's who. I think it's fun. So Diane and Leslie.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
trying to get Ricky to come by, but he works too early to do a late show on a Thursday.
Well, don't tell me that. Next week I'll see him live at this time. Whatever.
Yeah, right. I wish I could see him live ever
Right. I'm
or
kidding.
talk to him at all.
That's a slight on mess because he would used to say that, and then all of a sudden I'd see him live at this time. Like, okay, so I got you both added. So we got one more story we'll do. I there are two. It still could be either Bean or myself because I put two stories in there, and that's why they do extra stories on Story Wars. Like they write, so they only read 8 stories, but all 5 people put in I think 3 or 5 stories. So they did randomize the wheel, so it could end up being one person's stories. Um, okay, here is story number 2. The movie that terrified me for most of my childhood was animated was an animated children's movie called Little Nemo. Little Nemo. Little Nemo. I wonder if that's about uh, like
Fish.
Captain Nemo. Is it like a small version of Captain Nemo? Maybe Captain Nemo's kid, young Nemo. Is it like young James Bond? That cartoon was like young Bond. I don't know. I wonder. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Who do you
I
think
think
this
we have
was?
to look it up.
Yeah, we might have to check it out, find out what show this is. Let's see. All right, guys, you get an equal chance here. So Frog Hopper says Bean twice. You only get one vote, but you think it's Bean. Frog Hopper, you're on screen. What do you think?
Sure.
This is the part where we all riff. Like you, Elisa, Kim, you all can sit here and jump in on this. Who do you think it is and why? Why do you think it was Bean?
Because I've had little girls, man. You know,
What are you saying?
What? What did you do to these little girls? All right, I'm
No, go
just
ahead.
kidding. So go ahead. What happened? I can't see you, by the way. You're kind of cut off.
I says I've had little girls as a parent, and Bean, I know he's got little
Would you
girls,
please move?
so that's what draws me.
You think Bean has a little girl? I have a daughter too. She's
It's
22.
Bean, man. It's in the era of time and all of that.
How old are you, Waylon?
41. I'm gonna cling on to that for the next 3 months.
And Bean's gonna be quiet on that because he looks younger than what he really is.
Yeah, he is younger than me, but probably not by.
37. Not much
I'm
younger.
Yeah.
gonna lick his forehead because when I was 37, I didn't have no hair
Okay. Okay. So
because
we
of all
got
the kids.
we got two beans. We got one for me from Deborah. Andrew says bean. Okay, three beans. Andrew, Wes, and Frog Hopper. Okay. I mean, I definitely watched Little Nemo. My daughter had a backpack of Little Nemo. But I mean, Bean and I are only 3 years apart, so like it wasn't,
Yeah.
it wasn't that. Like I had a daughter when I was young. I might have still had I had like, plenty of nightmares from my childhood at that time. But I had most of the nightmares were from my first baby mama. She was clinically insane. But that's another story.
What do you think, Alicia?
Elisa
I
May,
think it's Bean.
think it's Bean.
Yeah, and I don't think it has nothing to do with the Nemo fish. It's a different
You
cartoon.
don't. I mean, the movie was called Little Nemo.
What was that? I never saw that
Yeah.
movie.
Wasn't that the prequel to Finding Nemo?
That yeah, it was the original. Yeah. No, wait, no.
Was it? Can you look
Oh,
it up? There's like a whole different movie.
oh, okay.
You got Beans in Bologna.
I got beans. Okay. Okay, I don't know if that means you're voting for Bean or not, but thanks for coming by, Bobber. It's been like 6 years since I've seen you, man. Come on up. We got the link right there. Although I know you'd have to get the app. Okay, okay. So Finding Nemo was something else. Hmm. Let's see.
Was it the one that's Adventures in Slumberland?
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking. It looks kind of scary.
this reminds me of Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
What is that?
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
It's around the era of you remember the Brave Little Toaster?
Oh yeah, that
No,
was a good
it's the
one.
same. It looks like the same type of drawing. Whoever did the animation probably did the same.
Look at the cover of this, and look at the cover of Little Nemo. Tell me that's not the like animated version. They're both riding a bed through a magical wonderland. Okay, so let's see here. We got hey Scott, Scott Burns in the house. Very glad you stopped by. We're about to I want to take a quick break to show you guys some of Scott Burns' glass he's got for sale. But yeah, okay, so we're back to us here. I think that's enough time for everybody to vote who wanted to vote. So Diane, you didn't vote this time. It looks like you just corrected me. That's okay, but I want to see if you vote. American Tail, Secret of Nim. Oh, that's such a good one, Scott. That's a scary fucking cartoon as well. We're gonna pull that one up.
You know what? My son said that I loved it, but my son said that he's still scared of it, and he's still
Yeah,
reading
that
his
one's.
never-ending story.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, yeah. Like the darkness, the emptiness. Like that's a scary concept to people, or to kids, and all people in general. Some people think that they want emptiness to take them when they die. Like, oh, I just don't, I don't want to. I think that's a, that's a, I don't know, a rare trait. But I've heard people that say that they just want it to be over and nothing. I'm like, wow, it's a weird perspective. But yeah, that was what was scary
Deborah
about.
said wailing for a second time.
Yeah, no idea. She said, okay, that's all right. Hey, what's up, Todd? Wailing for a second time, Deborah. Yeah, not tonight. About to crash. That's okay. You'd have to find the app and stuff. Um, but yeah, this story belonged to M- D- M- Bean Dongo. Everybody, Bean Dongo. This was a
Yeah,
Bean
that movie
story.
terrified me. I think even thinking back to it, I still get the same, like, I could still feel that same fear.
I'm in the background doing witchcraft, getting the answers.
It
But
was just this door that
Lord,
he had to find this key to get into this door, and then when the door opened, this black like car just started taking over the whole fucking land and everything. This tar was like, I
Oh
don't know why
yeah,
I dreamed about it. Like,
that reminds me of a Tales from the Crypt episode. Have you ever seen this one, Bean? The Secret of Nim.
nah.
This one was a dark, dark, scary cartoon back in the day. It was from this like 79, I think, maybe 69. And this shit was scary, man. I don't think I ever saw the other one, Little Nemo. Um, but I
Yeah, I don't
definitely saw
think
this one.
it wasn't like back then. Like Disney movies were popular. That's what everybody showed their kids and stuff. It was like Bambi and like the Seven Dwarves and all that stuff. That was more uh, like I said, the Brave Little Toast. So, like, how many people have actually like that? There's probably a handful in here that might have heard of it. Like, it's
Dude,
it's like
I downloaded it or maybe I watched it. So I found it somewhere for my son because I was like, yeah, I want to show you this, and he was digging it, man. He was digging it. All these appliances with faces and stuff.
I loved it back in the day when I was a kid. That was one of my favorite movies when I was young. I
Yeah,
liked
I thought
cartoons.
Little Monsters was terrifying when I was a kid.
which one?
Little Monsters, and he goes to sleep
Oh,
and goes under the bed.
that was a pretty scary one. Bean, what'd you say?
I was just gonna say I watched cartoons till I was like 25 years old, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. Like I don't know what clicked in my head, and like I don't watch a single cartoon anymore. But like up until I was like 25, I didn't watch regular TV shows. It was cartoons about either cartoons or game shows. If I was watching TV,
What? So that doesn't seem to jive with how you don't like fantasy stuff. You don't like, you know. So what cartoons did you watch? Just like
the
I
dumb
can't.
shit like Ed, and Eddie
Oh,
or
I
Rocket
got you. I
Power.
got you.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. I see. I see. Yeah, this one was classic. This one was a dark comic or dark cartoon though. All these like the last three that we looked at were these like very. They were all about like this back in the day. They were dark. Think about Land Before Time. That was a dark fucking cartoon, man. It was scary.
Yeah,
You
it
were
was always about some kind of struggle, or like there was some kind of like real deep something that they had to get through to get to the climax of the story. Like,
That's why
yeah.
cartoons are not for kids. You don't think cartoons are for kids, Andrew? I really liked Feifel Goes West, the American Tail. That was a good one, Wes. Bless
Mhm.
you. Dark Crystal kind of creeped me out when I was a kid. Yeah, that was a scary one too. The Dark Crystal.
You know
Um,
what one I didn't like was, and it wasn't some. I don't think it was animated, but it was Labyrinth with David
Oh
Bowie.
my
yeah,
god.
that's
I did
animation. I
not
mean,
like that at all.
it's not cartoon, but it like it was nothing but puppetry and animation for sure. A lot of puppets in that one and
I thought that was creepy, and I've never liked
Can
Bowie.
I
David
gotta ask you
Bowie
this?
is
You
creepy.
ever watch it now? Like you
recently,
like
yeah,
you ever turn it back on and decide to watch it recently?
it is not what you remember. That's for sure.
Terrible. It is terrible. It does not hold up. Like the memories that I had of it, it like seemed like this like it was way ahead of its time with like all the animation and stuff. But then I tried to show my son, and I was like, "This is dumb."
You know, before I go on, I want to show you guys some glass from Scott Burns, but also I totally forgot we gotta we gotta give you guys spots. So Frog Hopper, Andrew, Wes, and Elisa all get extra spots on the.
You ever do that though? Get like caught up in the nostalgia and like want to show like your kid or something from a show from like or a movie from back in the day, and then you turn it on and you're sitting there like, this is
What was that?
dumb. What the
Oh,
fuck?
dude, so many things that don't hold up very well. Like I one time I went back to find the Toxic Avenger, which you might not know what that is, but man, that one they're making a sequel to it actually. Um, it was from it's like there's a brand new one coming out with using Peter Dinklage as as the main character, but the original was from uh, okay. Now all we're gonna see is this, but here's the original guy right here. Oh, dang it. Oh, okay, okay, so yeah, the original guy was this kid here, and he turned into this on the left, the Toxic Avenger. And the movie was just so bad; it was very low budget, kind of like the Evil Dead movie. The original is so low budget, but it's still considered one of the best horror movies of all time, and that's because of how much they did with such a low budget. Um, okay, Scott, we're gonna check out your glass real quick here. So you got uh, see this one
That's
from
my
yesterday.
favorite color, blue, Waylon.
That's a pretty one. That's a pretty one. You can see the quarter there for size. That's what he just put down. Oh, look how big the hole is there for your carb. Look at that one. That one looks like it glows without any light on it. Is this iridescent or whatever? Is this glowing, Scott? Is this thing is it glowing? My niece loved Labyrinth. Yeah, I liked Labyrinth too, but you watch it now and man, it's kind of freaky. Like I remember as a kid, the one part where she gets stuck in the tunnel and it's nothing but hands all up and down the tunnel. Do you guys remember that part? Like just hands everywhere, and like that's freaky, man. Especially as a woman, you're getting like just like that felt like really wrong. Like watching this woman get like just manipulated by
Yeah, and David Bowie's just creepy as hell.
I
yeah.
Like,
David Bowie, I always thought he was kind of creepy anyway.
yeah, like, and in those tights and stuff, like, dude, it was a weird character for the movie, you know. Like they could have done without that character. I think, like they could have put something more, not as I don't know. He was just a creep.
More typical bad guy, I guess you might say.
Yeah,
This man does beautiful work.
It's backlit in white. Okay,
Well,
okay.
the thing about Labyrinth for me, tried to watch it as an adult because it came out when my son was a kid, and I tried to watch it as an adult, and it just, I don't know, I thought it was weird. It was weird and creepy. I didn't like it.
When did the Labyrinth come out?
I thought the story was like good, like but the way that they like, yeah, like certain things, like it just was a very creepy movie.
Yeah, there was something about it that I guess something with David Bowie, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't want to misspeak on it.
Yeah,
1986. Okay,
yeah.
based on a story conceived by Henson and Dennis Lee, screenplay by Terry Jones of Monty Python. The screenplay was from Terry Jones of Monty Python. That's interesting. The film stars Jennifer Connelly as Sarah Williams. You don't really see Jennifer Connelly much after that. What else has she played in?
She was in A Beautiful Mind. She's been in something in the last 10 years. I can't remember what, though.
A 16-year-old girl frustrated while babysitting her infant half brother Toby, makes a rash wish to the goblins, or that the goblins would take him away. Her wish is granted when the Goblin King Jareth, David Bowie, appears to take Toby. Okay, read the whole thing, but I want to see the Labyrinth controversy. How about that? Controversy surrounding the Japanese electronic music festival, the Labyrinth. What? There's a music festival in Japan called the Labyrinth. Oh, okay. Never mind then. I guess I'm not gonna find that. That's interesting. Yeah, there's no David Bowie, I guess, as far as I know, anyway. All right. Diane, I see you are on Rumble. I think I got you a second time, didn't I? Yes. Okay, got you. Okay. Monster Squad is a good one. Oh yeah, Monster Squad. That one is one of my all-time favorites for sure. I mean, think about the animatronics they had to use for like the Wolfman and all the makeup. Um, did you ever see this one, Kim? The Monster Squad.
I don't think so.
Bean, you ever see this one?
No, it looks like vampires.
So basically, it's a bunch of kids who have a little club where they like what they look at like comic books and stuff of like like different monsters. Like back then, it would be comics of like Dracula and Wolfman. Now you have like these superheroes or whatever, but they had comics of these things, and these there was like the slightly older kid who was like super cool. He had a leather jacket and smoking cigarettes. Kid's like 13 or whatever in this movie, and like the whole 80s style. Like they end up bringing in the bully or whatever to help them, and um, but yeah, they end up having to fight legitimate monsters. Um, like I can't remember there. I think there might have been a part two. No, maybe not. But no, this is a classic. If you haven't seen this, it holds up pretty well too. I gotta say, this is definitely a good one. Scott, I know you've seen it, but has anyone else seen this? He said my spoon pipes come with a 60-day warranty on accidental falls. Oh wow, that's good to know. Spoon pipes. Is this a spoon pipe? Is that what I'm looking at? A spoon pipe? This one's pretty cool.
That's a hell of a good deal.
35 bucks shipped. Not bad,
And
especially
just for
for
the
hand.
30 days, if I'm clumsy and you're going to replace it.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that is.
Scott, I'd make him send you the broken pieces, though, man. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you better send me the broken pieces. That's all I'm saying.
Or is it that you know your glass is that durable that it could withstand the fall?
Could be. It's yeah, because well, that's what I mean. You still have to have him send you the broken pieces because you
Yeah, I
got to
don't want
believe
to
it,
bang this pipe. Smash.
right? Whoops.
Would never, would never. I got one of his pipes.
Well,
What?
that's my point though, Leslie. Is you wouldn't break it on purpose if he was telling you, or you wouldn't if you wouldn't lie to him and tell him that it's broken if he needs you to send him the broken pieces. Like, sorry, that's
Yeah.
one way around it. Oh, that's cool. American Werewolf in London, Wes. I mean, that's still. I mean, it is interesting because I did not expect to talk about things like that with the animation episode, but that's totally animation because that was one of the best scenes ever of a werewolf transformation. Um, like really just like gruesome looking, transforming the body into a wolf, and yeah, very very good animation. Remember, there's a bunch of movies that have animation in them too, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit or like Cool. Was it? What's the movie with Brad Pitt? It was like Cool Town or something. Cool City or
Yeah.
something.
Cool pen. I think it was cool pen. But Roger Rabbit was another one that was like definitely ahead of its time. Like
Yeah,
the quality of animation that they put into that movie was like untouched for that time.
Lay down.
you
Like the
require
blending
Do you
with
remember the
real
mask?
the mask
mask.
was
Ah,
good.
that was a
Yeah.
good one. Yeah. Um. So Scott says he requires pictures where it lands. That's a good call. Photo on the daily paper. Oh, the funnies, Derek. You mean the comic strip? See, the comic strip is not animation. Um, it's a little different. And I actually put a kind of a comic strip on the cover, but it's really for them to make a cartoon. I guess it's a little different. Um, yeah, well, there's a whole bunch of these. Um, I was going to say something and lost it. Oh, the mask. It's funny you bring that up because I'm actually thinking about that as a topic. Just you know how in the beginning of the movie of the mask, I don't know if you guys saw it as much as I saw it, but in the beginning of the movie, he's going to his shrink, and the shrink is this guy who talks about masks metaphorically and physically, like where everybody wears a mask, the type of person they put themselves out in the public and stuff. And I was thinking about doing that as a topic for PITB, where we talk about just like the many different faces we wear, whether
That's
that's
that's from Jung's psychology, Carl Jung, and it comes from his uh, shadow work. So it's your shadow self, which he studied with Native American tribes.
hmm. Well, I think we wear many masks, a lot of
Yep.
us, and it's not like a necessarily nefarious thing, but I'm going to write that down though. And actually, if you guys are interested, I think we'll just make that our topic next week because I think it's an interesting topic because a lot of people get very upset when you think a friend is being two faced, but it's like, what does that really mean? That just means that they have conflicting responsibilities or conflicting opinions or whatever, and maybe they're just not wanting to be out with it. Like for instance, when a man or a woman doesn't want to date you anymore after a couple of dates, they probably don't want to tell you the reason because it's probably going to be something that is not flattering towards you. You know what I mean? Something to that effect where you're trying to, like a little white lie, they say, or like when you lie to your kids because you're trying to protect them in some way. That's you sort of being two faced to them. Anyway, it's a good topic, I think. Masks. I like to kind of talk about the next week's topic as we wrap this up here. But yeah, there's so many good examples of animation. Now we could have specifically talked cartoons, which we did a lot of cartoon talk, but think about all the billboards that are now electronic and all of these advertisements we see everywhere. I mean, look, this thing right here is an animation. This
Oh,
sign that I have right now.
would you
What?
call like you ever go to like the theme park and they have like the dinosaur exhibits and stuff where it's electronic dinosaurs and right? Uh,
Yeah, those are animation.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
totally. Someone brought up the Chuck E. Cheese band or whatever. Yeah, totally.
at the theme park that I just went to this summer with my son, they had like a whole section that was all these animatronic dinosaurs. It was really cool.
I
They actually
remember,
did a lot of things that was really cool, but
I remember when I was a kid, we went to Disneyland and they had this. It was like a ride, and it would like you'd sit down in the seat, and I don't know what part of the stage moved, but something moved, and it moved in a circle, and it would have these different Disney related things in each scene, and they were animatronics. It was really kind of cool.
yeah.
I'll give you guys a
You
good
remember the
example.
bears, the singing bears at
Yeah,
was it Chuck E. Cheese or
Chuck E.
Major Magic
Cheese,
or whatever?
the Bears. Yeah, it went from Showbiz to Chuck E. Cheese, where the Showbiz was bears, and Chuck E. Cheese was a big mouse.
Yeah,
And his band had a bunch of different animals. I'll give you guys a good example of animation. Remember pop-up books or tab books with tabs that you like can move. You can move something in the on the page. That
yeah.
is that's animating that book. That's taking pieces and trying to give it a little more excitement. Like a little bit more so than even a picture book. Some pop-up books are freaking like extensive, like really in depth. Big old castle pops up and like this crazy pop-up books.
Yeah, I have some really cool pop up books.
Hey, Sherry, you found us. I think we're going in a loop here. I thought it was going to stop at some point, but I guess it didn't. Um, okay, let's go ahead and get the Facebookers on the wheel. So if you haven't done so on Facebook, make sure you hit that like button and comment below. You could have gotten an extra spot if you went over to Locals and Rumble and YouTube. But for now, we will grab all the Foosbookers. Ba-ba-bum. Oh man, I can only take about a half to three-quarters breath. It's gonna be a slow going for a couple months, guys.
When did you do this?
A couple days ago, I did it live on a local sesh. If you want to watch it, it's still up. You can watch it happen live. Actually, I might go and find it and like cut that piece, cut it out, and make it into a GIF or something. I don't know. I mean, it literally popped. Diane was watching it. Diane saw it live, right? Diane, who else was there with us? Who else was there with us that night? I can't remember. I'm not seeing any more comments on the Rumble side. I wonder if we lost comments. 19 people in the house, guys. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Okay. It's funny. John Doe won one time a couple weeks ago. He won, and he wasn't here to get his prize. So, John, sorry, bud.
John Doe.
That's the answer. Every time you ask is yes, you won, but you won't be able to pick it up because you refuse to go and sign in on locals. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. BM. What was this? BM something? Oh shoot! I was trying to delete my name. That's what I get for trying to delete my name. So that we didn't talk a lot about Disney cartoons, but they have evolved a lot. I mean, the original cartoons were pretty dark in Disney, and those original stories all like were kind of similar to some of the other cartoons we mentioned that were dark. But now, man, there's such a just a cookie cutter like formulaic.
Hmm.
Like every time there's going to be a specific character that is the comic relief kind of goofy like cutesy kind of character. You'll have like a cutesy like a little character that's just like um, every time, no matter what, because that's what they sell. That's going to be the figure or the plushy toy that they sell from the movie every time. And some movies have a lot more, like Toy Story. Has like all the characters. But things like let me think of a good example. Um,
Shrek.
like well, no, there's a bunch of them. I mean, Shrek has a bunch of characters. I'm thinking more like um, uh, what's the one with the alien? Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch, like most kids aren't carrying around a little doll of Lilo, the little girl. They're carrying around Stitch, and I don't know, I don't really see any kids carrying around the other aliens that are in the movie later on. But that's just one movie where there was just one. They had to have at least one thing that was going to be a cutesy, lovable creature that they could sell. Just like the Star Wars purchase from Disney, they had to add baby Yoda in there, Grogu, to like make this little character that could be marketable to kids. And
Hmm.
but Disney, man, Disney freaks me out. I do not like that my son likes Disney because the the company itself. I mean, we could talk about that. I mean, it's pretty sad to me that Walt Disney, who created something that I don't know, there's some conspiracies that maybe he wasn't such a great person, but um, otherwise, like he seemed to create something to me that back in the day that was pretty good, pretty good thing, a pretty wholesome, uh, just a love for cartooning and stuff. And then, but now I don't know about you guys, but there are real stories of a lot of kids going missing from Disneyland and stuff like that. And not
Yeah.
only that, but the stuff they're putting in the movies, like the one lady who just got, I think she ended up stepping down from I think CEO of Disney, or I can't remember. It was like creative lead where they were like making the stories, and they were caught, or they were in an interview. They said that based more or less, I can't remember the specifics, but they more or less said that we're going to shove as much queer stuff into these movies as possible. Like that's their goal, that's their agenda. And I'm like, look, I get it. Maybe you're all about that, but I don't think it should be like the main focus of children's movies. Just my opinion. They were all excited about when that Buzz Lightyear movie came out. It's called Lightyear. That was the first like on-screen the gay kiss in a animated movie or something to that effect. There was a whole like hubbub about it, you know, and so like I'm kind of worried about cartoons for our kids because I don't really see any of them that are that great. I like anime, but that's not a kids thing. Japanese anime is not for kids. Very few of them are kind of kid friendly. Those are the boring ones. But
Yeah,
no,
I
Well, a
think
lot of Disney is magical and innocent, but the
yeah,
story behind it ain't so magical and innocent.
right. Or the lesson, right? We used to try to impart lessons with our children's stories, like fables. Uh, what is it? Usopp's
myths.
fable, or what's it? Something. The Bible. Do you know who? Remember that one, Kim? It's not Usopp's fable, right? Usopp is a character from Japanese anime. It's something's fables. There's old school like stories, and they were just like good lessons. And then there's fables in the Bible. There's stories in the Bible that are supposed to be like just good lessons, right?
Are you
And
talking about parables?
no, fables, isn't it? Are they fables?
I've
Maybe
never heard anything
parables.
in the Bible called fables. I've heard parables.
Well, that might be the biblical term for it, but I think there was another like set of fables that were just sort of. I guess I know another one is like the Grimm novels. Those all had very
Well, those
gruesome
come from
stories, but Germanic.
German mythology,
Yeah.
werewolves and witches, and a lot of that stuff are Germanic in origin.
Oh, you fixed it, Leslie. Okay, so you said there was a um, echo. Yeah, a lot of Germanic stories. Most of, like all those stories came from a lot of the stories that were in the Grimm novels got adapted and remade for like Disney movies and stuff like that. Uh, Hansel and Gretel. Can't think of any other good ones off the top of my head. Still an echo, Leslie? Anyone else hear an echo? 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 Okay, sorry. That's all right, Leslie. We're about to wrap up here. I'm gonna head over to locals and try and choke down another dab or two.
I'd be interested in learning AI tools just for the animation.
Yeah,
Getting
there is
other
some pretty good
people.
stuff. You
Yeah,
can take a still picture and turn it into like a quick like a short motion video or short like GIF or whatever. I was going to
yeah.
get into that a little
Like
bit. We've talked
creators.
right. We've talked a lot about AI on the show, but that is pretty scary. How they're earlier. Hey, earlier in the show I talked about how eventually with AI you'll be able to just type in what kind of movie you want and it'll make you that movie. But a scarier thing is that what's that background noise?
White noise.
Everybody mute for a second. Okay, it's all coming from Kim. Oh, it cleared up after you unmuted. Okay, interesting. It was like really, but probably because not everyone is cool with the headphones on. That eliminates that feedback problem. That's why I wear these anyway. Um, Congrats, Leslie. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, about the AI thing. This whole deep fake thing is becoming more and more real. Where they're doing it with famous people, but you'll be able to just take a picture of anyone that you know and make a video of them doing all kinds of crazy shit, and eventually it'll look so real that you'll be able to convince people that oh look what they did. They kicked a cat or whatever, or they're look at this video of Bean fucking a muffler or something like that, and like you'll be able to just make it, and I'd be like, it wasn't that muffler. Anyway, but yeah, it's just you'll be able to do whatever. That
We'll
just it
come,
sounds crazy, but
we'll come back with a sooty dick.
chimney dick, call it chimney dick.
My cat, one time I had a sports car and I was out in the garage and my cat came out with me, my orange cat that just passed away. She was a kitten. Anyway, so she's out there with me and she was nosy and being nosy. And I wasn't paying attention to her. And then we went in the house and she had this black ring on her orange fur. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what the hell did she get into? And then I was like, she tried to stick her head up the muffler.
Oh wow!
She had a sooty face. It's funny.
Remember Mary Poppins? Didn't they make like a sequel or something like that recently? But this had a lot of
Did it?
animation in it. What's that?
Did it? I don't know why I vaguely remember
It was something
it.
like it was named something slightly different, I think, but it was something that came out not very long ago. This is what reminded me of that though, the chimney soot all over the whole chimney sweep part.
Yeah.
That's Bean after getting a hold of that muffler.
Yeah.
Flying with an umbrella. I always thought, it'd be cool to like drop and use an umbrella like a parachute, but she could fly upward with hers.
Wizard of Oz has some interesting
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's true. Definitely. Did you know that Wizard of Oz Part 2 was a movie? Did you ever
No,
see part two?
I don't think so.
So the monkeys from part one. So it's a different witch. The first witch's sister takes up the mantle and moves in and takes over using monkeys that don't fly but have wheels on their feet. They have like roller blades basically.
When was that one made?
It was called Return to Oz.
Everything's all fucked
Oz
up.
come out. Didn't
What?
the Wizard of Oz come out in like the 40s or something? Maybe the 50s?
Yeah, this one came out in 1985,
Oh.
and look at this though. It's so trippy. Like so, a different girl who looks younger than the first Dorothy, um, and comes back to Oz as Dorothy. I think I'm pretty sure, and they went all out in the second one. I mean, I honestly like the second one better than I do the first one.
Well, there was a
Uh,
black one too, The Wiz, and that had
yeah, yeah, that
Michael
was a
Jackson
musical.
was in it. Would you stop?
The dog just.
She moans. She's a moaner. Crazy.
That's
Why
better
am
than
I?
Sprout. Sprout is like he constantly is just crying, even if he's happy. He'll be wagging his tail,
Well,
like he's like, it's just like, come on, man.
Weimaraners have interesting vocalizations. Like, if they've never been around other dogs, they don't bark. They make weird, funky noises. Now she barks, but they have really weird vocalizations, and they're very talkative.
Look
Like
at some of the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
he's talking to my Shih Tzu. I don't know what the hell the deal is, but
Look at the scarecrow in this one. He looks like a twisted, goofy-looking Burger King.
yeah, it looks like Pumpkinhead.
He definitely doesn't look like the original scarecrow. They went like with a animatronic face on it, or like a mask. A mask, yeah. The whole mask is animatronic versus uh, just the person's face in the first one.
Those are creepy.
Yeah, and then like this pumpkin person that helps her out, and that one's pretty creepy. And then they end up flying around on a bed as well. It's like everybody wants to fly around on a bed.
The
Um,
Exorcist.
but there's this like robot that's like a protector of Oz.
Ooh,
And then
did you
there's the
ever
Tin
watch?
Man.
Speaking of robots, did you ever watch Lost in Space? Probably not. That
Oh
was
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. They had also made one in 2000 with Joey Tribbiani. He played in that one.
You ever
yeah,
see
but I'm talking
the
about the
Navigator?
I know the original, but there was a remake. Is all I'm saying. Yeah, it was in theaters. You watched it in theaters, Bean?
No, I said you ever see Flight of the Navigator?
Oh yes.
There was a time when a lot of 3D animation was popular. And when you go to the movies, they gave you those glasses. A lot of people went and watched those.
Flight of the Navigator, man. Yes.
This was a weird movie. Like, I don't, I don't know if I liked it or if I was just like enthralled with how like it,
The freedom the kid got to feel. You know.
I don't know. It's a hard storyline to follow. Like, I don't know if you remember the movie. Like, the kid goes out into the woods, falls, it hits his head, and ends up waking up, and there's a spaceship there, but it's like 30 years later. Like, and then all of a sudden he's back at the end of the movie in his own time, and like, it, but
I don't remember that part
a
actually.
cool
I didn't.
spaceship.
Are you sure he traveled in time? I didn't think he traveled in time.
I think it
Interesting.
was all a dream. The whole movie was a dream.
Oh.
He fell and hit his head in the woods, and then dreamt it all, and then woke up and went back, and it was all he was back in normal time.
Did you ever see this one, The Last Starfighter? You probably wouldn't have liked this movie. This kid, he's playing a video game. Like he lives in this old like dusty trailer park in like like New Mexico or something, and he is playing this video game. And he ends up beating it, And because he beat this video game, these people from outer space come down and pick him up because that means since he beat the video game, it means he'd be like a really good star pilot, fight on their like spaceships.
What's it
Anyway,
called? I think I did see.
the Last Starfighter. Here's another one that had a lot of animation. Cole. You ever see Cole?
Yeah,
Cole. Cole was like a Conan the Barbarian type movie, but there was a lot like a more like magic type stuff happening, and they had more like animation happening. Uh,
The Last Action Hero.
oh, Kevin
Did you ever
Sorbo was
see that?
Cole. I didn't know Kevin Sorbo was Cole. The Last Action Hero. Oh yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Never heard of Cold.
Cole. Maybe actually this might not be the right one, but I can't find the. He had like a blade that had like an eyeball in the middle of it and a bunch of blades around it. So maybe this isn't the right movie. Does anyone remember this movie? It's kind of like a throwing star, but it was almost like a living throwing star that had an eyeball in the middle and blades would pop out and he could throw it. And it was just like this, but maybe, hmm, um, movie with warrior who has a throwing blade with 5 points. I don't know if that's going to find it, but it's kind of pulling up similar. Somebody might know it in the comments. Star Wars? No, that wasn't it. Oh man, it was like it was like this. It was almost like Sauron from Lord of the Rings in it, but man, it's going to take forever to
What
find
was
this one.
that?
Lord of the Rings?
No, that picture.
Ah, here it is. This guy. Kroll, not Cole. It's Kroll. This wasn't Kevin Sorbo. Look at that. Yes. Look at that blade. Yeah. Look at that thing. It kind of like, it's just a regular, it looks like it's like the blades all pop out of it. It was really terrible. Like, it's not watchable now, but it was such a good movie when I was a kid. They had the Cyclops. Look at the Cyclops, Bean. That's a pretty good Cyclops for back in the day.
Not
Hey.
really.
No?
I dig that hairdo.
Well, that's the 80s hairdo right there. At our
It
70s,
looks
actually.
like he's
83. 83. What?
looks like he's got it like glasses on and his forehead sagging, like he's
Yeah.
over his glasses.
Oh, okay.
And
I
they
see
have
that. I
mesh
see
covering it.
the lump on his forehead. Yeah.
Well, I gotta go. Good night, guys. Thanks
Good
for
night.
having me.
Good night, Elisa. We'll be wrapping up
Good
here in a
night.
minute. Yeah, this was a pretty good one back in the day. But what was cool about some of these older movies is that it wasn't, you weren't automatically going to recognize every actor in it, you know?
Mm.
It wasn't like, oh, well, this is, like every time, every supporting character is somebody you've seen in other movies. Which, I mean, I get it. Over time, it's going to happen, but or maybe I was just because I was a kid and I didn't know any of these people. Maybe that's the difference. You're like, I don't recognize these actors because I don't have 40 years of like looking at these people on different movies. Which reminds me of Tom Cruise when he was young. What the hell was that movie where he was like uh, he had to fight the devil or whatever?
Um,
It was called. Oh no, it's not even gonna. That's not the best search, I guess. It's like a fairy type movie. Like it's like a magical. He was really young in it.
Yeah, I kind of vaguely remember it, but I don't remember the name.
They had like a unicorn in the movie.
Do a search of Tom Cruise movies.
Well, that's what I'm on now. It's
I'm sure you could probably find it just with like Tom Cruise fights the devil.
that's what I did, but I didn't find it.
Yeah, it brought up Devil's
There it
Advocate.
is. Here's the movie. It's called. That doesn't say. It's called Legend. Yeah, it's called Legend.
Yeah.
It looks like one of the cover to one of them like porn novels.
He's like 20 in this or something. I don't know. He's very young. There's a unicorn in it. Um, they probably had to glue that on the unicorn's head too. Call PETA. It's PETA. Yeah, the devil though was really wicked in this. Did you ever see this movie? Look at that. The guy that plays this he passed not too long ago. Oh shit, what was his name? Very like Shakespearean actor, and he ends up playing the devil like this. But this is before like there wasn't going to be a big action scene, like there would be today in today's movies. So he really was just an actor, but forget who that was that played him. Um, we are all animals, my lady. Yeah, like just wicked with the teeth. I want to see who played.
Those horns are humongous. Could you imagine
Yeah,
if
they're
you really, you'd have to have like a really big, thick, strong neck.
for sure. I mean, he's a big old demon. Um, it was this guy. What's his name?
Oh, that's the guy from,
Timothy Curry. Yeah,
yeah, he played, did he play like, he played on Aladdin.
yeah,
He
yeah. Look
played
at
on, he also played on Three Musketeers,
he really did like
or The
play an awesome
Musketeers,
demon.
whatever it was.
See if there's a short clip. There's the whole movie right here. The Church of Tim Curry.
No, he didn't play, who did he, what character did he play in Aladdin? I can't remember.
Look at this. Missed it. Hold on. I guess it's an advertisement. Let's see. Here he is. Just incredible. Like the
Yeah,
makeup. They had to take hours for this. Some of these movies, they take a lot of time for the makeup.
yeah, it's wild.
It had to be like, to Kim's point though, they had to use something light because he probably had neck braces on and all kinds of stuff to.
Yeah,
But he looks so impressive, but then you never really get like a full image of him. Where like in today's, like I was just saying earlier, that today's movies, you're gonna make sure he's looking super buff, and he's gonna have to do something like pick something big up and throw it across the room or whatever. And like he never had to do any of that. It was all just Tim Curry acting, which is
Yeah.
that just kind of tells you his skill. Um, let's see who was our. I forgot to write the winner. It was Brenda. All right, I'm heading over to locals in a second. Brenda and Leslie. But yeah, Bean, I know you're probably busy, but if a few minutes would be fun to check out Story Wars for a minute, just so we could think about how this could go. But you guys hit the like button if you haven't. Please do so. And if you haven't, come and join me on Locals. It's free. I'm going to make a new stream for that. It'll be free to anybody. So come on over. Go check out Being at Fire in the Hole. on Facebook and elsewhere. And Kim, hope you have a better day tomorrow.
Oh, I took
I
sick.
got to go get blood drawn tomorrow, so at least I'll trade you.
I took sick leave.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it works out. I do. Thank you guys for watching. And if you have any questions or thoughts about the show, let me know in the DMs, and we'll get back to you. We'll see you on Sunday for game night, 10 o'clock Central Time. Peace, guys.
Good night.
Later.
Yeah, this is for my green thumbs in the game. Wailing the indoor farm. My name, sustainability, we about to reclaim. This is how we do it, keep it in the frame. I'm wailing the farmer, the indoor king. Living off the grid, what the city can't bring. Got my hydro set up, my LED lights. Growing all my greens, all through the night. Self-sustain, that's the mission. Growing my own, I'm not missing. Indoor farming, the hustle's real. Waylon's here, and he's